Hi guys, and welcome to Cons tutorial. In this video we are going to continue talking about the evolution of operating system. In the previous video we spoke about serial processing system, batch processing system, and multi-programming system. In this video we are going to be talking about time sharing system, personal computer system, and parallel system. So let's begin with time sharing system. This system allows users to share the computer simultaneously. Time sharing systems use CPU scheduling by providing a time slice for each user. In this system, programs are executed for the allocated time slice. So, like in this diagram here, this is a diagram representing the time sharing system. So here we will see that we have various terminals representing each user, 3 users, terminal 1, terminal 2, and terminal 3. So the CPU allocates time equally to each of these terminals. So let's take, for example, terminal 1 has 5 seconds to use the CPU. After 5 seconds, the CPU is being allocated to terminal 2, and once terminal 2 is finished for 5 seconds, then the CPU will be allocated to terminal 3. So this is going to go on till all the processes are finished. So, advantage of the time sharing system: it takes the tasks of many users are processed simultaneously. This is due to the fact that since the time is being allocated to them equally, it makes the process to go faster, and so it makes each user feel like they are using the CPU by themselves, since the CPU is very fast. Another advantage is idle time of the CPU is minimized. Since the time is being shared among users, the CPU's idle time is minimized, as the CPU can easily skip from one process to another. Another advantage is that the user gets quick response. The next advantage is resources can be shared. In the time sharing system, the CPU is being shared among many users, so obviously here resources can be shared. In as much as the time system has these great advantages, it also has some disadvantages, which is more complex than multi-programming system. One of the disadvantages is to implement the time system, the time sharing system. It is more complicated to implement than the multi-programming system. Another disadvantage is the time system requires memory management, CPU algorithms, protection, and disk management, which makes it more complex. The next type of operating system is personal computer system. The goal of this operating system was to maximize CPU utilization, but maximizing user convenience and interactiveness. We know that in the previous computer systems, the users did not have access to computers. So in the personal computer system, the goal was to maximize user convenience and interactiveness. So each user could use his or her own computer, and this made the process to be much easier and convenient for the users. So advantages of personal computer system. The first advantage, we have personal computers were able to adopt some of the technology used for layer system. Another advantage is low cost of personal computers. The next is software such as spreadsheet programs, word processors help small businesses that could use these products to increase their productivity. The next kind of operating system is the parallel system, also known as tightly coupled systems due to high degree of resource sharing. Such systems contain 2 or more CPU sharing the computer bus, the clock, memory, and peripheral devices. They have large number of processors so that many independent parts computations can be performed in parallel. Parallel systems are of 2 types. We have asymmetric multiprocessor, which is also known as loosely coupled system, and symmetric multiprocessor, also known as tightly coupled system. Asymmetric multiprocessor. In asymmetric multiprocessor, each processor is assigned a particular task. Also, a master processor controls the system. Another characteristic of an asymmetric processor is that each processor has its own local resources that are not accessible by other processors, including memory, disks, and other peripherals. Furthermore, only master processor schedules and allocates work to the slave processor. Next, the other processors either have predefined tasks or wait for instructions from the master processor. Therefore, the scheme is known as master-slave relationship. The next type of parallel system is the symmetric multiprocessor. In a symmetric multiprocessor, they have multiple CPUs, all with access to the same memory. Another characteristic is each processor performs all tasks within the operating system. There is no master-slave relationship. Also, in a symmetric multiprocessor, each processor has its own set of registers and local cache. However, all of them share the same physical memory. So, advantages of parallel system: we have increased throughput of the system, increased reliability since failure of one processor doesn't halt the system. Also, the parallel system is more economical since they share storage, peripheral device, and power supplies. Also, another advantage of the parallel system is a system with multiple processors can yield better performance. But in as much as the parallel system has advantages, it also has some disadvantages. The disadvantages are: in a symmetric multiprocessor, communication between processors is often slow and complicated. Next, in a symmetric multiprocessor, care must be taken so that memory access are synchronized. And also, the parallel system requires resource management and synchronization, which makes it more complicated. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.